Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. If you didn't already do so, well, you better get to stepping on that button. Helps me out to help you out. So today I'm going over a bunch of arpeggios in the key of D minor. We're going to be walking through the different keys as you see through my videos. So today I'm covering D minor, which is the key of F major. You should already know what that is if you're watching this video. If you don't, go back and watch my other videos that explains how to build the keys. This is the key of F, which is D minor, so we're working with the notes D, E, F, G, A, B flat, and C. Just like the other videos, I'm going to be rifling through the arpeggios for you. I don't show tabs because this is a learning channel. And if you want to learn something, you got to do the work yourself. So I don't hand you tabs, so don't bother asking. But thanks for trying. Just look at some of the loyal subscribers who comment all the time, and you'll see what kind of tabs we put out. You won't need tabs if you watch this channel. Tabs are for learning songs. For learning the guitar, you can't learn how to play the guitar using tabs. But what you can do is figure out the notes of the chords and then come back here and follow what I'm doing here, because I give you a pretty solid explanation of what's going on. So we're going to start with D minor. We're building the same 2-octave chords we built off of in the last 2 videos, the same 2 shapes. Working off the A string root note, 2 octaves. We're beginning with the D minor chord. The root note begins with the pinky for all of these shapes, so it's D on the A string, 5th fret, right? 3rd fret, 4th string is the F. Some of you guys already know this. A note on the 3rd string, right? Then you get a D on the 2nd string. Then you get an A on the 1st, or an F. Then your A. So what do you really get? D, F, A twice. D, F, A, D, F, A, D, F, A, D, F, A. And there is a quick way you can make some melody out of your chord. You don't have to stay to the 3 notes of the shape once you know the shape. You can sweep it, pick it, string skip it, do whatever you want. You can add notes to that shape. A lot of things you can do there. So now we move on to the next chord in the key, which is the darkest chord of the key, the ultra awesome E diminished. The E diminished chord is a double whole step shape, so it's a little wide. E, right, 7th fret A string, E. We go to the G note on D. We got our B flat. After the B flat, we repeat an E, then a G, and then our B flat again. There's your E diminished. 1 fret over is the strong pull to the root of 1, the F. That's going to be F. On the right, what is that? 8th fret, F, and then 7th fret is the A. Then we get a C note on the 5th fret, 3rd string. Then we get a F note. F is again on the 2nd string, 6th fret. So if you know all your notes, this is easy, right? A, and then C, A, F, back to that C, A, F. Once you know the notes of the chord, it's very easy. You just find 1 note on every string. That's all I'm doing. I'm locating 1 note per string, beginning with the 5th fret. Beginning with the 5th string. So now we move from the F chord. If we know we're in the key of F major, and we just did the F major chord, that's our 1 in F. Now we move over a whole step to the G. We know the G is 2, so that's minor. So it's going to, either you can use the shape to determine the notes in the, if you don't know what's in the G minor chord, you just follow the minor pattern. It will give you the notes. If you know the notes already and you don't know the pattern, the notes will dictate the pattern. Either way, you're going to learn either the pattern or the notes depending on which one you know first. So you should know both. And if you know one, you can learn the other one. So let's just pretend that you know the notes. Here's the G. Here's the B. Right? G, B. What's wrong with that? If you guys are learning your theory, you know there's no B because this is the G major setup here. What do we want, folks? We want G minor, G, B flat. Did some of you catch that, or did that fly right by some of you as you're over there putting your 3rd finger down? Like everything's normal. That's not correct. The correct way is G, B flat, D, which is the G, 2nd finger on the B flat, then the D, right? Check that out. G, B flat, D. It's just your typical minor shape, beginning from the G, and it will automatically give you G, B flat, D. Again, easy melody in there. Little pattern you could do. There's just a lot of things you can do with these arpeggios. After we move on from this G, right? If you know your key of D minor, and we did D, E, F, G, you come to the infamous A. Now, in the key of D minor, A is minor, obviously, but in the key of F major, there's a thing that you want to know because A is the 3 in F major, which makes this the Phrygian chord of this key. And Phrygian is a very dark, tensiony sound, and as a metal player, you would like to know what every Phrygian chord is in every key you play in. So in the key of D minor, A is a very powerful chord. It is the Phrygian chord. A, C, E are the letters. A is on 12, C is on 10, E is on 9. It repeats again, A, C, E. Now, it doesn't always hurt to put a little vibrato on there if you want, if you saw, as you saw me do it. Just depends on what you're doing with it. If you're going to, let's say you're going to sweep it, then, like that, then you would want to sweep it. But if you're going to pick it, then you can... You can add some notes to your melody. So A minor is the very strong chord in this key because it is the Phrygian chord in this key of D minor. After A, we move to the B, right? Wrong. Where am I supposed to go, folks? Do you know, right? I blew right by it. B flat. Now this is our 4-chord in F. This is major in the key of D minor, so it's a B flat major chord. So we're using the ring finger now. We have the B flat, then the D on the 12. We have the F on 10. We get the B flat again on the 11. We have our D again on 10. Our F is on 13. And you just go back. Then we go to the C, that is also major. So it's the same shape, just beginning on the C. You break it down into little sections to learn the whole thing. A lot of different ways you can practice that. And now from the C on 15, we move to the 17. We're on the D again, back where we started. And better bear with me here. When I've got the guitar pitched forward, it's like playing, it's like really, you know. Nobody plays like this, and that's really what I'm doing here. So if I make a mistake, just bear with me. Just need to show you the shape so you guys can get on them yourself. All right, let me look over. There's your D. You can come up from the A and the F. You can start from the D. There's a lot of different places you can start from. That's a little rip right there you can do, the 3-finger rip. You just work on that little rip. Doesn't really matter if you hear it as long as you get there, because my hand's muting it just for the sake of stopping there. But if you just wanted to practice through, you would just not mute it like I'm muting it. So you would just... But for the sake of the camera and not making too much noise, I just stop it there. So I just stop right there. Now a lot of times you just work through the shape and you don't care if you're hearing the sound. So you just work through, you're muting it. And you're just ripping the shape. And it doesn't matter if your hand's covering the strings, because if you don't, then it's kind of messy and you get... So you want to rip it multiple times, you got to find a way to happily mute it. And so that is something that you work on, muting or non-muting it, depending on which way you're going with it. And so there's just different ways you can build these melodies. And so that's your D minor. Now after the D, you're back into your diminished land again. You're back to this E diminished chord with the 2 whole steps, E, G, B flat. And then you're back to the F again. And if you can squeeze your fingers in there, you get one more 22nd. You get the G, it's G minor. Some of that for use, how much you're going to use way up here, I don't know. But down here, it's real easy to use it. So you can get to those higher notes. And then if you come off the high end, it's a lot easier to get up to the low end. Then instead of starting up here, because then you gotta get in there. So if you're actually playing a song and you're really going to use these, most likely if you're down on this end to the guitar, you're going to come out to this high end and go. Somehow use it like that, because getting up in here is, some guitars is kind of tight. But that's your arpeggio shapes. If you know the notes of the chords and you know all the values of each chord, if it's a major or minor, you can just apply each shape. As you figured out by now from doing these a few times, the minor shape uses the second finger all the way through, where the major shape uses all 4 fingers. So if you know the 2 shape, and then the diminished shape uses just the 3rd finger, right? So if you know the shapes, the 3 patterns, then all you need to know are the chords in each key, and you line up each shape with the proper value of the chord. So you just walk the keys, just as I'm going to be doing for you in the videos to come. Guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope it helps you understand how the chords move around through the keys. And if you're navigating your way around the arpeggios a little bit easier. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video.